Hi everyone, my name is Tanya and I teach in paramedics, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about how I use the wiki tool. So first of all, I'll just point out that within the subject outline, participating in the wiki is an assessment item for these distant students that I have, and they are expected to contribute to the wiki pages by building 2 pages, by editing 3 pages, and by commenting on 5 other pages. So I'll speak a little bit more about that. So I added the wiki tool to the side here, as you can see. And what I did during the first week of class is got the students to introduce themselves as you normally would maybe in the forum, but I got them to do it in the form of a wiki. And I produced a little screencast type thing, just like we're doing right now, to give them instructions on how to do that. So what I had them do to introduce themselves was to create a wiki page, and again gave them step-by-step instructions in the podcast on how to do that, or the video cast, and had them actually add their introduction as a wiki page. So you'll see here that all the students went through and introduced themselves in that way. So that was actually a really good introduction to get them comfortable to the process and to have a play with the tool itself without any sort of pressure. So they introduced themselves and added a photo. Some of them added funny things like cat videos. They put different links in there. Some of them didn't put anything in there other than to just say who they were. You can see here that someone's put a YouTube video clip in. And the other thing they practiced was actually adding comments into each other's wiki pages. So that was a really good way to get started. So back to the actual assessment item. So I divided the group because we had quite a few members in the group. I think we had about maybe 40 or 45 of them. So I divided them into 2 groups and assigned them each to a main wiki page. And what they had to do was, at the end of every module, there was an icon within their modules, which are these ones on the side here, that told them what the topic was for the wiki for that module. And again, their assessment item was that throughout the subject, they had to create 2 original ones, they had to edit 3 of their peers, and they had to make at least 5 comments on their peers' wiki pages. So we'll just pick one here. Let's pick the last one. I had them put their surname in the title of their wiki page. That way it would make it easier for me to mark it. So you'll see here Mr. Bat created one on how to calculate weights in pediatric patients. So he put some just general information in there, put a link in there, found a YouTube video, added a few personal comments about his experience using the information in the wiki, and then he added some APA formatted references. So now what another student has come along and done is added more information to that wiki itself. So again, that would be considered editing it. Now he actually, or she actually, put her name to it, but what you're able to do with the wiki is you can click on each wiki that a student creates and you can see the history of it. So you can see what was made originally and then who edited it and which edits they made. So that's all color coded. Then there were also students that engaged in a discussion about the content of this wiki. So you'll see one student commented on it and then the original author commented back, and just like you would see in a discussion group. So that part was very similar to what I was used to. Now, if I wanted to edit this wiki myself, if I was a student, I would come across Alan's and I would be able to just click on it, and I would have the full ability to do whatever I like within this wiki, but again, that would be captured with me as the author. So as the lecturer, what you're able to do when you want to go ahead and grade the participation is you're able to click on each student's name and see the contributions that they've made. So for example, Alan Batt, throughout the course of the subject, modified 3,200 words and changed 10% of all of the wiki content. He saved 26 times, and of all the saves, 14% were his. So I'm able to go through each wiki and see how much they contributed to each one. So it was actually pretty reasonably easy to mark, and you can actually sort these just by percentages as well. So when you start going through your rubric, you can see who contributed the most and who contributed the least. So I was able to upload my wiki participation and contribution rubric right into the marking scheme here and use that, and then make comments directly to the learner, and this all saved in gradebook. So hopefully you find this useful. If you're interested, I also have the rubric that I built for it. It's fairly straightforward, but it worked for me and hopefully it'll work for you. Thanks.